Yo, what's up guys? Bruno here, bringing you a very quick video just talking about the Mythics. This is a question that I get asked a ton in the stream. They say, I don't understand when to build what, why to build it, which Mythics, and so on and so forth. So let's just go down it and make it, I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible, like absolutely simple, okay? Divine Sunderer. It is strictly a Bramble Vest counter. It is a Bramble Vest counter, and it's also super useful for newer players. So what is a Bramble Vest counter? What does that mean? Typically, most tanks are going to buy Bramble Vest into Fiora, and with other Mythics, you will literally be damaging yourself to attack them and deal damage. Divine has a massive heal on it on a 1.5 second cooldown, ranging from, I think it's like 170 to 250 scaling from that item alone. And that's not including like when you get Ravenous, so on and so forth. And then you ask the runes. So why Grasp, why Conquer? So Grasp and Divine, they go really well together, but why would you take Grasp over Conquer? So you're going to take Grasp into enemies that actually have scaling off armor in their kit. So champions that either do more damage, shield more, or whatever it may be based off the armor they have. Now we can basically guarantee that these champions are going to buy Bramble Vest. This is like a Malphite or Rammus or Cassante. We're going to take Grasp and Divine into them because it makes more sense. They're going to have multiple abilities and their passive scales off armor. So we know for sure they're going to get it. We're going to need that extra poke damage from Grasp and Divine along with the extra healing. When are we taking Conquer? We're taking Conquer into enemies that have one or no abilities that scale off armor but might still buy Bramble Vests, like champions like Set or Mordekaiser or Jax. So that's Divine. Gore Drinker. Gore Drinker is the team fighting mythic. This is the best team fighting mythic for sure. If you find yourself always team fighting and need that edge, you're going to take Gore Drinker. If you also feel like your team just permafights and you want to be able to help them in those fights instead of avoiding them and splitting, then Gore is going to be the tool for you as well. This is going to be something that you're going to pair with Conquer. It just makes more sense because you're going to get more damage with the scaling, and also when you have more damage with the lifesteal and the lifesteal you're going to get from Ravenous as well. More AD, more lifesteal. So Gore Drinker obviously heals more but when you hit more targets with it. And if you find yourself splitting a lot and your team is just dying in team fights left and right, and you're like, man, I really want to change it up a little bit and try something different, then Gore Drinker might be the mythic for you. And then you could take a stab at that and give that a try and see if Gore Drinker helps you out with those games. Stridebreaker. Stridebreaker is going to be the best duelist mythic by a long shot. So this is going to be the best 1v1, 1v2 mythic for Fiora. It also has the most skill expression, flow, and creativity. And in my opinion, it's by far the most fun mythic as well. But also, it is the most high risk yet high reward mythic. It's more for the more experienced and more advanced Fiora players who are looking to push their limits and take every 1v1, 1v2 that they see and have that advantage. It's going to make it a lot easier to hit the fast fours. It's easy to play more of an assassin Fiora and kind of sit in bushes and wait for people to walk by you because they can't really get away from you. And it's going to be really good against squishy teams as well. So when you're going into squishy team comps or like range top laners, somebody that you know that you can do really fast damage, like let's say Vayne, Akshan, sometimes even Jax, Quinn, champions that are just more squishy. Kennen, for example, you can take PTA. So you can take PTA and match it with Conqueror. But the thing with PTA is it does adaptive damage. So you're going to do more damage after you hit 4 or 3 attacks than you do bonus damage, but it's adaptive damage. So it's more AD. So if somebody has a ton of armor, it's not going to be that great. And you're better off having Conqueror to get the massive AD and then to increase your vital damage. So that's kind of the difference. You can run PTA with Stridebreaker if the enemy has a really squishy team comp. And then Conqueror if you still want to build Stridebreaker, even though you've got like a tank top and the rest of the team is squishy, or if you're just feeling it. I mean, it really is the most fun and it's the most skill expressive. So, I mean, it's the duelist mythic. So if you think that you're going to win every 1v1, you're feeling real cocky, real confident, you can't really go wrong with Stridebreaker. And it's also just a really good mythic to be able to limit test and just see, just how good you are at the champion and then go for some crazy plays that you might not have ever tried before. So what is Triforce for? Triforce is literally the split pushing mythic. Triforce is a split pushing mythic. If you hate team fighting or fighting in general and just want to be an absolute nuisance and annoyance to the enemy team, then Triforce is going to be the mythic for you. There is a little bit of a catch though to it because Trinity Force doesn't have a really good mythic power spike. So since it is the lowest AD item out of this group, you always want to rush Ravenous first instead of Triforce. It will give you a bigger power spike. It'll also get you into that splitting mindset once you get the Tiamat. Obviously, when you're rushing Ravenous, you're not going to get the Tiamat until the last item. So you're going to get Warhammer and Vamp Spectre first, and then Tiamat. And then you're going to finish off the item and get Ravenous. And then obviously the item stacks, so you get more AD. And that's going to be the highest AD out of any of these items. So it can help you set up for an early lead with big damage early, but also it can help you get those, help you get tower plates and such, especially against champions that roam a lot, like let's say Shin, who might be teleporting to bot lane, using his R to get the bot lane to help them out. Well, if you have Tiamat, you can just shove the wave really quickly and you're able to slam the wave into the tower and get plates, so you can get that income flow and get more and more gold. You just don't want to get Triforce first. The actual mythic power spike with that item is not great, but if you get Ravenous first and then get Triforce, then you're great. And then you got big damage and the towers are yours. The towers are yours. And you're always going to go Conquer with this just because they work together. Like Triforce stacks, basically it gets stacks, which increases your AD, and then so does Conquer. So they're doing the same thing. So why not have more stacking? It's like when I hit a champion, I could have Triforce and Conquer stacked together instead of taking like Grasp or PTA. It just doesn't really make sense. Conquer is just better. So hopefully this video helps you out. I mean, this is very quick, simple, and very just like a guidelines of when and why to build these items and what they're used for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this helps you guys out when you're picking your mythic and your ranked games. And until next time, peace out. Love ya. Bye-bye.